right, guys, we are live at a Tuesday, and you know what's Tuesday? Tuesday is Kaya Spaces, and today we are joined with two great fellow builders that is building on the Kaya ecosystem, and I'm excited to kind of deep dive and talk a little bit more about what they are building on the ecosystem. So before we get into all of the juicy stuff, I would love, a little bit self introduction, let the Kaya community know, who you are, what you do, why you bullish on Kaya. First off, I'm gonna start with Naomi first. Go ahead, Naomi.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining today. My name is Naomi, part of the team behind PepUp, and I've been leading the projects from its earliest prototype all the way to this launch. It's been a wild and super fun journey, and I'm really excited to finally share some behind the scenes stories with you today. Thanks.
All right, got it. Thank you so much for that. I want to pass it over to Leonard as well. Leonard, checking in. GM, how you doing?
Hi, it's not morning though. It's like night for me, guys.
Bro, you know, every time when I do this kind of thing, it's not morning, but it's so weird to be like GN, how you doing? Right? So it's 10 p.m. Sorry, it's 9 p.m. my time, but I just gotta do it, man. GM, how you doing?
Jim guys. Anyway, I'm from Lineup Games. We have a game live on a dep already live on Kaya. So I had partnerships here and had Asia here. So of course I have to be bullish on Kaya because Kaya is an Asian chain. Yeah. So I think a lot of the GTM activities we're gonna do it through Kaya. Mini apps are a way of super scaling your app. So definitely very bullish on Kaya.
Got it. Well, I'm excited that you guys are actively building on Kaya. I think like for just this year up till now, we are only like 6 months in, but we see tons of activation, tons of community talking about it or people yapping about it. So guys, if you have any question for them or if you have not tried out the game yet, go test out, check out what they're doing, and if you have any question, feel free to drop in the comment section. But before we get into that, you guys need to retweet the live stream. So, let's get more people into the Kaya live stream. All right. I want to go back to Naomi. So obviously, you've been out there building Pet Pop. First off, love to, focus more about your project. What's the concept of your project and what are some of the key features or highlight from a user point of view?
Pep is the light-hearted, meme-filled gacha strategy game where you collect and grow these tiny, unexpected cutie pets. But I think the cool part is actually the first ever expansion of the open source, fully on-chain Web3 MMORPG Nine Chronicles. Nine Chronicle is a totally decentralized Web3 game, no server, just code and players. And PepUp brings the world into the super easy to play web based format. From a player's point of view, it's super easy to get into. You don't need to install anything, and the dev takes care of wallet setup for you, nice and smooth. The game loop is pretty simple. Clean up junk and earn pop tokens, scout cute pets, and build up your squad.
Got it. I think when you talk about Nine Chronicles, I think the game itself, I remember, is it 1 day or 2 day, 1 year or 2 years ago that you guys are out there launching as well. So maybe you could share a little bit. Like this is not the first time you guys are launching a Web3 game. The team has a lot of experience, in terms of launching game, in terms of, GTM to the community as well. So could you share more, the company background as well?
Uh, uh, at first, PepUp, we see the PepUp as the start of something bigger, not just a game, but part of whole evolving IP universe tied up to Nine Chronicles. We've already released another title called Immortal Rising under the same publishing umbrella, and we're building a synergy between these our game projects. Also, launching on Kaya has helped us grow as an NCG ecosystem. NCG started as a native token for Nine Chronicles and become WNCG on Ethereum. But now with PepUp on Kaya, We are actively building bridges between networks so that game tokens from different chains can grow together. Yeah. We are heading into our TGE soon, and the airdrop's gonna be based on how much pop players have used. The more you play, do quest, and jump into season competitions, the more pops you will earn the spend, and they will impact your airdrop. Uh, so we'd love to see more players enjoying the game before the TGE rolls out.
All right, got it. You heard Naomi, guys. If you have not tried out the game yet, go ahead, go over to datporter.io. Go check out Pop. All right, Leonard, same question. Love to get a little bit, project introduction and also maybe highlight, what's the concept of the game? What are some of the key features that is important for the users?
Yeah. So I think Gold Striker, it's a really very, very simple game. We don't reinvent the wheel or anything like that. The idea of Gold Striker is like a hop in, hop out kind of game where, if you got 5 minutes to play, got 10 minutes to play, you can play it every single day. You can play as much as you want actually. Although we do time limit the number of times you can play just to prevent bots from getting in and also prevent people from um you know over farming the game. So it's basically just a game where you can swipe and then you swipe and then you kick goal into you kick a soccer ball into a goal post. So if you remember the very old school games from maybe 2005, 2006, you play on your old iPhone. It's a very, very, very simple game. There's also a spinning wheel mechanic where you get free spins every day, and you can get free shots at the goal. So the idea here is not to create a game where people can sink many, many, many hours into. Although you can pay to sink many hours into if you want to, but the idea is that it's not something which stresses you out and then you gotta log in every single day for many hours to play. You can log in for 15 minutes a day to play and still achieve and still make a lot of progress in the game. So it's very, very similar to a lot of Asian themed games. Um, you upgrade progressively every day. If you log in for 15 minutes or so, imagine yourself making some sort of progress. I mean, we don't really differentiate ourselves in terms of the game theme. Although I'll say that the IP we have built, we've signed many, many big IPs: AC Milan, Paulo Dybala, Puma, but we haven't really activated these IPs yet. You won't really see them in the game. It's more so we can reach a bigger audience, and of course through the mini depth, we also can reach a very, very, very big audience. But the idea is to bring a very simple game to people, very simple, fun game to people, help you to make a bit of progress, and differentiating ourselves from the other depth games. I mean, we fill the niche whereby you can just log in and log out for like 5-10 minutes every single day and still feel like you make like good progress in the game. Of course, if you play more, pay more, make more progress, are more competitive, you get a bigger airdrop. So yeah, so I think it's that part of it's also pretty simple. The concept of it's also very simple.
Got it. I love that you mentioned a little bit about like the partners you have, and checking out just, line games. The bio itself is talking about, building the world largest multi-game, multi-platform, chain sports. Love to know like, what some of like the company background in terms of, developing games. And even like I think the partnerships that you're talking about, bro, those are huge, man. Love for you to talk more about, the company history and stuff.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, company history. Most of our founders are basically coming from one part Web3, one part Web2. So the web on the Web3 end of things, we are founded by Koti. Koti is a layer two privacy blockchain. The company has a hedge fund in it, has a VC in it, has an R&D arm in it spinning AI and DeFi kind of products. This is the gaming arm. On the Web3 end, I think quite a lot of success. Koti is a Binance and Coinbase listed token. We have plenty of experience marketing tokens, plenty of experience building out Web3 infrastructure, integrating. So we are not so concerned about Web3 end of things. The Web2 end of things, we are founded mainly by the executives of Playtika. Playtika is a Nasdaq listed company, produces one of the most highest grossing games in the world, reaches a very, very, very large number of audiences, like $100 million, 100 million plus, and they specialize also in monetizing. Now that end of things, I'm not so. It's not my expertise piece, but I do trust them. I think in just a week or so, if you look at our Telegram or even our Kaya bot, because we are multi-platform, we have already a few 100,000 users. So I do trust them a lot with the scaling and monetizing, and also making a very aesthetically pleasing and stable game, which is fun for players. A very fun mini game for players. But I think the one of the differentiating factors is that both on the Web 2 end of things and Web 3 end of things, we are very competent at building out a product, and we are very competent at building out you know the, and marketing the product as well, both on the Web3 and Web2 end of things. As for the partnerships, I think these are partnerships which we have signed progressively. Mostly last year, we also signed a partnership with Meta, but we have not fully activated it yet. I think one of the major reasons is we are shifting. We are solidifying our product and making sure that we have a good product out before starting any sort of big marketing pushes. So it's inverting the trend in Web3, whereby you start marketing the token and then you have the product developed after the token is done. So yeah, we already have a completed product. Right now we are moving on to the airdrops and token launch end of things.
All right, got it. I think like just looking at the chat, people are saying, I want airdrop. How can I contribute to project growth? When TGE? I think like these are all the common questions that you guys have been answering. So thank you so much for that. But Leonard, love to drop one more question to you, right? I think like it's very true what you said. It's building inverts, getting a strong user base, launching the token, and then aligning all of the different partnerships that you have. Like there's no point to align a partnership now when the product isn't great at all, right? So ever since you guys launched the game up till now, like you talk a little bit about you handling GTM. How's the experience been, bro?
Actually, GTM, I think GTM when it comes to Web 2 is a bit challenging, frankly speaking. I think if you work in the gaming industry, you'll know UA costs are really high. We try scaling GTM when it comes to both on Web 2 end of things and Web 3 on end of things in countries which we think tend to be very scalable, in the sense that we don't spend a lot of money acquiring players who don't spend money. But also, I mean, I think it's important to achieve some sort of nice balance between the Web 2 players and Web 3 players, right? Because what we do notice, a trend, and I've been in Web3 for around 5 years already, is that for gaming tokens they tend to go very quickly to zero, and that's the trend which we don't want to adopt. We don't want to follow, because it doesn't really benefit our current holders. Doesn't really benefit the people who receive the airdrop. The first come first serve kind of thing, it doesn't really sit well with us. I think what we're really focusing on is acquiring high quality players, high quality spending players, as a proportion of our players. Also, very high quality interactions with our smart contract on Kaya. So I think these are the two things which are really focusing on. On a week to week basis, we do tweak our strategy in terms of ads, in terms of KOLs, and that kind of thing. We haven't done a very major push yet. I would say this month we are just doing many tests, small tests when it comes to marketing, figure out what works and what doesn't work, and go big with the things which work. So I think what we would expect is in about 10 days or so, we will go pretty big with our marketing pushes after we finalize, what our marketing strategy should be. But I think being on Kaya, I mean, personally, very bullish on the Asian regions. I wouldn't say Asian regions specifically. I would say I'm focusing on GTM in Asia and to Asians. So Korea, Japan, China, the Chinese regions, anyone who speaks Chinese, anyone who speaks Korean, anyone who speaks Japanese, and the rest of the Asian languages, maybe like Thai, Tagalog. These are things which we also are looking at, definitely. Yeah. So this, in a nutshell, that's probably our GTM, our philosophy behind GTM.
Got it. I mean, like we are all based in Asia. I'm not too sure about you, but I'm based in Asia, and I think like over the years you could see Asia, especially, is a country that is so vibrant when it comes to Web3, and when it comes to like I would say mini dapps or hyper casual games, like Asian people really love this sort of games. I would want to pass it over to Naomi as well. Naomi, love to get a little bit input. You know, you guys have been launched for a while now. How has the traction been? What are some of the interests? Is it specific countries? Is it Asia focus? Love to know more about your user behavior as well. Naomi, go ahead. Naomi, can you hear? Check. Checking in. I think she can't hear me.
Ah,
Yeah, can you speak?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Ah, can I go out and enter the again? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. It
no,
happens.
no
It happens.
problem. No
I can
problem.
take the next
All
question
right.
and
Yeah, I think the connection a little bit of issue, but Leonard, you're stuck with me. So more questions to you, man.
of course.
Uh, where love to get a little bit insight of, I would say, the longer roadmap of the project, right? So it's, obviously it's a mini dApp right now. It's more focused on, getting more users onto the chain, onto the game, playing the game. How has retention been so far? Love to get, more insight on that.
Actually speaking, I think our retention rates are pretty great. It's not so much. I think it's in part because of product, and also in part because we haven't done any big marketing pushes yet. Also, it's more like we target regions where we know marketing retention rates will be pretty great. So, for example, we know Korea the retention rates will be pretty great. We know Japan retention rates will be pretty great. Um, yeah, so I think I think when it comes to retention rates, conversion rates, spending rates, I think it's pretty decent. The only issue is that we have not put in a lot of money into user acquisition at this current point in time. So, and we haven't done like any of the co-marketing pushes. So both on the Web3 end of things, I would say mostly not activated yet. Mostly it's on the Web2 marketing end of things, which we have been testing things out. Um, so on part of a larger roadmap, right? It's a bit early to say, but for sure we're gonna launch more games. The token supports the entire ecosystem, so it doesn't really matter like what sort of games we release. The token will definitely support the entire ecosystem. The idea is to have the sort of breadth of utility and depth of utility when it comes to the token. When it comes to depth of utility, we have already a lot of things planned. For example, like competitions in the game. Um, for example, people who use our third party tools to develop games, for people who join our upcoming game center, that kind of things are in the works, right? I don't want to reveal too much because I think you understand in Web3, the more you promise, the more people will ask you, oh, you said this, and then when is that coming up? I don't want to promise these
Yeah.
sort of things. Right now we are very, very focused on making on getting the depth right, like what you said, getting retention rates up, getting engagement rates up, getting play ARPPU up, and that sort of thing. When it's solidified, like there are games out there, like Catizen, like who have done very well. We've spoken to their team as well. We're looking at these are people whom we really, really look up to. We look to expand the mini depth to other messaging systems as well. Right now, I think for me, for sure, we are putting a lot of focus this year on having things run smoothly online for sure. So yeah, I think that as part of the bigger scheme of things, right? I think that one I can review. I think with all these major partnerships signed, obviously we're not going to have only two mini games. We probably will have more mini games coming up as part of the IP. Some of a lot of our backers are also people who are very, very big on sports IPs. I
Yep.
mean, personally, I'm also very, very big sports fan, very, very big gaming fan. So I do hope that, like, as far as when we have built a very, very solid uh, set of power users both on the web 2 end of things and web 3 now end of things, we do expand to other games, so that whoever holds the token can spend the token in these other games, and also if they want to sell the token, they can also sell it for a very, very stable sort of price.
All right. Thank you. I think Naomi, you are back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay. So one question to you is, what does the long-term vision and roadmap looks like for your mini dApp?
Hmm. Mm, previously, I said,
Check, check.
yeah, previously I said, launching on Kaya and PepUp token launching helps us grow the NCG ecosystem. Yeah. Nine Chronicles community is millions of the users and 5 years to game ecosystem. Yeah. So um, mm, And NCG started as a native token for Nine Chronicles and becoming WNCG on Ethereum. But I think PetPub is the expansion community growth, the Kaya and Ethereum and NCG community. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And I love to focus more in terms of the mini dApp, I would say ecosystem, right?
Mm.
Why do you think it makes sense for your project to build on the line mini dApp ecosystem powered by Kaya?
Mm. For us, the line mini dep launching is just made a total sense because Nine Chronicle already has a large user community around the world, especially in Southeast Asia and North America. Uh, Line has nearly 200 million monthly active users, especially in regions where Nine Chronicle already have a strong player base like Japan, Korea, Taiwan, Thailand, and many East South Asia countries. Kaya added the Web3 layers underneath allows us to give player a smooth front end while still keeping all the blockchain's mechanism under the hood. Yeah.
Got it. And
Mm.
so, what opportunities do you foresee in terms of adoption and user growth as soon as your, mini dApp goes live on that portal?
Hmm. I think Peppa brings something refresh experience. It's silly, it's fun, it's accessible, but it also taps into this deeper Web3 infrastructures. It's a great first step for Web2 users who want to try out Web3 without the scary stuff. No need to manage wallet upfront, no gas fee, and the gameplay is familiar but layered. We also help bridge the existing token economy like NCG with the newer Kaya native experiences. It's about lowering the barrier while still expanding the ecosystem, I think.
All right, got it. Thank you so much, Naomi. Leonard, I think love to get your input. Like, for people who are tuning in or even builders out there, why launching, mini dApp online or on Kaya chain is, one of the best ways to grow your products right now.
Um, okay, so well, I think when it comes to UA, right? I mentioned just now that a lot of the UA costs when it comes to the gaming industry, not a lot of it's not very sustainable. And it doesn't scale very sustainably. And we have seen last year with the success of Telegram launches, and we reach an audience of around a billion users or so on Telegram, um, just by launching on Telegram and marketing through Telegram ads. It really drives down the UA cost. I won't comment about the conversion costs and we won't conversion rates and the spending rates there, but we have seen success of many games, Hamster Combat, Catizen, etc., etc. So I think this year I'm bullish on Line because Line's one of the super apps based in Asia, has very strong moat based in Asia as well because many people use Line. I wouldn't say many people use Line in Korea, but I think when I was in Japan, when I was in Taiwan, when I was in Thailand, I used Line a lot as a messaging service for sure. So it's a way which um, to drive down our UA costs. It's a way also to really improve the user experience, um, user's perspective, right? Because I mean, from a user's perspective, if you got to open an additional app, install additional app, I don't think it's a very great user experience for them, especially if it's a crypto kind of a game which deals with crypto. You gotta install the game, you gotta jump out to another portal, and then
Yeah.
you gotta buy crypto, and then you gotta buy stuff. I think Kaya solves a lot of that problem. As with its integration with Line, you buy things within the app itself. It's very simple. I think you when it comes to UI UX, I think the user experience is really important when it comes to users. Every single click it affects people. Um, Also, crypto has a trust issue. I think when it's integrated with a reputable company like Line, it works a lot better. So, and also we have seen that like conversion rates and spending rates are really good online, especially even when compared to Telegram. So I think a lot of our funds we will dedicate to Line this year.
Got it, man. I think few points that you mentioned and also Naomi mentioned, right? I think the first thing is that it's very easy to onboard more users into I would say Web3, right? Because like looking at, like what you said, first you got to need a wallet, and then go on to the browser. You're not too sure whether that link is a spam link or it's a legit link, right? And then deposit the fund, playing the game, doing some online transaction. I think like Line bridges that gap. All you got to do, like right now, it's if you don't have a Line app, guys, you could just go over to dapportal.io. You could use your email, register a Line wallet, and then from that itself, been onboarded and played some of the games and have fun. So I think that is one thing very interesting. The second interesting point that you guys mentioned, I think this is worth highlighting as well, is that Web3 games, people feel that it's scammy and shit, but when you have Line app as a backer behind, it gives us the confidence of like, hey, if this is something that big corporation out there is promoting, then probably this is something that I want to trust, right? So I think like this will be all of the benefits as well. Naomi, one love to pass it back to you. I think you mentioned briefly about the onboarding structure. I think UI UX for Line mini app is simple. Could you share a little bit more about the game, like
Mm.
what sort of game it is, why people that are tuning in should come in and play Pet Pop?
Mm. Oh, super simple. Just open mini dev portal, tap pep pop, and boom, you're already in. Yeah. The mini dev guides use throw wireless setup in the background, so you can just start playing. You clean up junk, earn pops, scout some pets, and try to climb the rank. Uh, there's nothing to install, no external wireless needed, and everything is built to just flow naturally. Yeah. Even if it's your first time touching Web3, yeah, I think. Yeah. Uh, and we'll get a bunch of stuff planning, seasonal leaderboard, meme content, and even cross IP missions with game like Nine Chronicles and Immortal Rising 2. We're also getting ready for some big token related stuff like our TZE airdrops and new way for long term players to earn and engage. But the uh, current most content is the seasonal leaderboard. So you have to spend more pop and scout more pets, and you climb the rank. It's point of the pet pop. Yeah.
All right, got it. One quick question that I love to ask both of you, right? I think like day in day out every week there's tons of games being launched on that portal. How do you guys make sure that your game stands out and people actually play the game? Because I think like there's just like right now, I think the last I checked is like 60 plus mini depths live at the moment. So Naomi, like how do you make sure that people play the game, try out once, and then feel like, hey, this is a fun game. I want to keep coming back to it instead of changing to the next game.
Hmm.
I can pass it over to Leonard first.
Sure.
Leonard, maybe yeah, you go ahead and take this.
So we are always aware that in crypto it's a PvP thing. Even in gaming it's also a PvP thing, right? I think for us, what's important to note is that even when we were ideating the game, right? When we compared it to all the top Telegram games and the top line games at that time during the first wave of the Kaya wave, we don't want it to be something which is replaceable in the sense that we want it to be very differentiating. So we do notice that a lot of, like, for example, I'm based in Asia. I play a lot of Asian games. A lot of it is very incremental, battlers. A lot of it are like like Pokemon kind of games. We don't really want it to be like that. I mean, those games are great, and frankly speaking, I enjoy those games a lot. But the way we differentiate ourselves is thematically. We wanted it to be very sports themed. In terms of the time spent, we wanted to be as low as possible, a drop in and drop out game. Um, on a day-to-day basis, frankly speaking, I think our product team has been iterating both on the rewards and gaming loop, gaming experience, and from everything down to things like servers to fixing bugs and optimization. So I think like with the user experience, we try and make it really like something which is really enjoyable for people. We do analyze which features people find more enjoyable. Even things like, for example, like upgrading your structures to the next level. If we find that the user feedback is that it takes too long, or there are too few spins per day, these are things we iterate on a day-to-day basis. I think we've made a lot of iterations over the past week or so, also just to prevent bots out. um I think when it comes to the audience, right, in crypto, I think people play for fun, people play to earn. um for the airdrop, like a lot of your audiences ask for the airdrop. I think what's important about the airdrop, right, I think, is we don't want to go the way of the games whereby we TGE, we drop a bunch of tokens. Everyone grabs their bag and then they run away, and it becomes a case of who sells first gets more. I don't think that's a very sustainable way to build a token. Also, importantly, our token is not a like a game token. So, for example, we are not, these tokens don't only run um, for Gold Striker. It runs across our future games as well. It runs across our different game ecosystems as well. So it cannot be a token which it goes to zero. It doesn't make sense, because if the token is worth nothing by the time we release the next game, then there just will not be it will not be tenable to have it run the next game, and people won't reap rewards from that, right? So we do want to make sure that we have very strong revenue structure coming up before we TGE, and before we do the airdrop. So people are playing the game and to get some sort of airdrop, and not like $1 of airdrop or something like that. I think for us, the way we see tokenization, part of it of the tokenization when it comes to gaming is also user acquisition, right? So if
Yep.
you were to buy a token for example, $1, we treat it as $1 of user acquisition cost, which we try and return back to you. So I think a very strong buyback scheme for us is really important before, and it cannot be an afterthought, in the sense that we launch a token and we say, oh, right now it's going down. What are we going to do about that? It's not. I mean, we don't want that to be so much of an afterthought. We want to know, okay, like if month one we drop $1 million worth of tokens, can we buy it back so that the price goes back up? So we do differentiate ourselves in terms of gaming philosophy. When it comes to BD, we also differentiate ourselves. Like you see the partnerships we form. When it comes to marketing strategy, we have a team which has marketed very extensively in Web 2 and Web 3 before. Um, and many of the activations we have not yet done. And I think we think the progress, we've launched that for I think a week plus now, and I think 200K 300K users on Telegram is I think is pretty decent. We hope to get it up, of course, a lot more when we start doing a lot bigger marketing pushes. But join our Telegram announcement channel, join our Discord server. I'm there every single day. I think that's one more area we should differentiate ourselves in. I think we like. I think a lot of you follow the Project Hyperliquid. The founder is there every day answering questions. I think that's a philosophy I've adopted when it comes to community engagement over the past few years. I do hang around every day just to have fun with the guys and also answer questions. So you definitely can feel free that your feedback will be heard.
Nice, bro. Like, how many hours are you like replying people, man? I feel like there's like team no sleep.
Yeah, I think like, I mean crypto is 24/7, right?
Yeah.
So I follow the very old school crypto philosophy, man. Back in 2021, 2022, people just work 24/7. Yeah, I don't know how it works this year, but it seems like there's a bit of a shift. But I do work many hours a day, and I cover many, because my company is based all over the world. We have people in the US, we have people in Middle East, people in
Yep.
Europe. So I don't really have a choice. But I'm happy to. I mean, for me personally, for to see a project succeed, for me it's a personal achievement thing.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm happy to be working in Kaya, definitely.
All right, got it. Thank you so much for that. Love to pass
Yeah,
it over to Naomi as well. Like,
yeah,
how do you
I'm
make
ready
sure
now. Yeah.
sense up? Yeah, go ahead.
As you mentioned, since there are already more than 60 games in the Line Mini Dap, we focus on exposing familiar and global meme points. We try to increase the user attention by injecting like Trump meme, cat meme, and various other memes. And since there are already dozens of the game in the Line Mini Dap, rather than thinking of a scenario where users only playing pep up, and no, when we consider the game to be as simple as possible, so that it could be one of the games that can be played as homework while light players playing various game with this would be more suitable for casual user based on the line messenger that will be introduced later. Even for those who are not interested in Web3 or TGE, it should be cute enough to play.
Yep.
We thought it was most important to make it so that people can play the game even if they don't know Web3. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Thank you so much for that. I think at the end of the day, cute. This is a very important thread that I see been seeing around. Like people just love cute IPs, especially in Asia. Cute IP, cute stuff. Okay, I want to focus more on community and user experience. So, question back to Naomi is what are some key activities and campaign that users can look forward to upon launch or post launch?
Mm. Yeah, we'll get a various event. Maybe the seasonal leaderboard is the more real. We are preparing more real reward for seasonal leaderboard. And we plan to meme content festival in our community and social media. Uh, and cross IP missions with game for line meeting the various cross marketing. Some example. One standout was our collapse with another line mini that called Super Z. Yeah, it's more of the health and lifestyle app. We already ran cross-step missions where players had to complete quests in both apps to earn rewards. What we saw was that people who normally wouldn't touch a Web3 game were jumping into Pep-Up because they came from the wellness side. Yeah. And of course, our connection with Nine Chronicle runs deep. We ran a mission where players could complete tasks in Pep-Up and then claim NCG. Yeah. NCG rewards back in Nine Chronicles. That kinds of cross IP reward system is something we are gonna keep expanding.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Guys, quick note. I've been reading the comments. None of it are good questions. So just a quick reminder, we actually taking 3 live questions. And if we pick your question, you will get a nice bag of 100 Kaya worth. So guys, keep thinking, check out the games, type in some good questions so I could actually pick from it and ask, and then who knows, you might be the lucky one to walk away with $100 worth of Kaya. All right. I want to throw it back to Naomi. One more question is like, how does the user experience look like for your mini dap?
Uh, uh, could you say that again? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't
How,
understand your question.
no problem. How does the user experience looks like for your mini dap?
Mm. Actually,
I could
uh,
I could pass to Leonard
yeah,
first. Yeah,
yeah.
Leonard, you take it. Talking about, I would say the question is more focused on like user experience, your customer, I would say life cycle of the journey from them playing the game, getting the airdrop. What's next for them? Is there more games that you guys are launching? How does that flow of the customer experience?
So basically, I think it starts from launching the game. We try not to have very long loading times. I find that long loading times in games, personally, I find it very annoying. Try to get it load as quickly as possible. Try to get you through a small tutorial, not very long one, maybe like 5 minutes, 10 minutes of tutorial. So just so you're familiar with the systems. We have an achievement system in place, so that you're not. I find that if you're playing a game, and the loop is very repetitive, right? And admittedly, our game loop is pretty repetitive because it's not meant to be a game which you play like many how do I say, many hours a day. You just go in and you shoot the ball, you upgrade your structures, and then you're out. We do have an achievement system to guide you along. Like you achieve a certain number of a certain level, you get a certain amount a number of kaya coins. You achieve another level, gets another kaya coins. We try and have like an endless achievement kind of thing, whereby every day, every single day, you feel like you're making some progress towards the next reward. So, frankly speaking, it's really just that simple. We have a spinning wheel mechanism where we decides whether you get free spins to reward you just for logging in. You know, just for logging in, you get something um, from the spinning wheel mechanism. You go on to play the game, maybe 5-10 minutes or so, upgrade your structures, and you're out. So it's very very similar to the very AFK sort of games like on mobile. I don't want us to liken it to like AFK Arena, but in terms of the feel, the progression feel, the dopamine hit, and in terms of the time investment, it's really very low, and we try and make it as seamless as possible. Admittedly, recently we have a lot of problems with our servers because we didn't expect so many players within the first week or so to come in, but we are working on fixing that. Server stability, product stability, we will iterate on a week to week basis. So, I mean, if you have any sort of feedback when it comes to the product, I assure you, we're looking at on a time on a week on a day to day basis on our back end, and both also from feedback from coming from the community.
All right, got it. Thank you so much for that, Naomi. Love to pass it back to you.
Yeah. It's just simple. When you enter the Peppa game, you will get pops, and you can get stars and pops through daily missions and quests. Use pops to draw various pets. The stronger, bigger, and more powerful pets you draw, the easier it will be to move on the next world and win the leaderboard mm, competition. Mm.
All right, got it. Guys, I've been looking at the chat. Nobody is asking good questions. We have $100 worth of kaya up for grabs if you ask great questions. So, guys, if you're tuning in, I know we have about 3,000 people tuning in, but all they ask about is when TGE, when updates, future roadmap. So, I would love to maybe before we wrap up the segment, guys, I still gonna give you like 5 minutes. Go ahead, ask great questions so that I could pick, or our audience, our guest speaker here could pick it as well, and then you will walk away with $100 worth of kaya. If not, maybe I would just pass one final question to you guys. To Leonard first. What's next for you guys? The immediate, I would say maybe 3 to 6 months. What is some of like the key dates that people need to remember?
Okay.
Hint, TGE. Like tell me what are some of the stuff
Just
that
answer
you.
all your questions all at once. What was it
Yep.
then? When TGE, when roadmap, and what when airdrop
Yeah,
was
yeah,
there?
yeah, all of that, lah. All of that. Yeah.
I mean, when TG, I think one thing we have to understand is that TG, even if I were to tell you like next month TGE, right? Also the exchanges will have you know that the exchanges will have to figure out when is a good time to TG as well. And I really don't want to do like a Maxi and Gate TG. I'm not, no offense to these exchanges, by the way. I think these are great exchanges, but having like a token only on these exchanges, I don't think there's much liquidity, and doesn't do much justice to an ecosystem sort of token, right? So when TG, whenever we think we can do a big TG, we will do TG, and I assure you, everything we do on a day-to-day basis is going towards whether or not the objective is to TG earlier or not. It definitely goes towards that. So everything on day-to-day basis, we improve the product, we market, and when we reach a certain level of marketing, a certain level of user acquisition, certain level of user spend, we will TGE. I mean, our market makers are GSR. We our main chain, like we right now we are cross chain across 3 different chains. We have Telegram, and I mean I don't want to shield other chains when I'm on a Kaya podcast, but you already know that we are on Kaya. We have we definitely also have a Telegram game. We have another chain which supports the entire ecosystem. It will like because we're not only consisting of mini dapps, that chain we haven't announced yet. We'll be announcing it in around 9 days. There'll be a PR being put out. It's a very very big chain. I cannot mention it right now because it's under embargo. However, I assure you we have many connections to the exchanges. We do know what level of user acquisition, revenue, conversion rates we need to hit, interactions with a smart contract on sharing data we require before we can do a big TGE. I mean, if we do a if we rush to do a TGE and you are eligible for an airdrop and a very big one, you would of course want the to get a very big dollar amount of airdrop as well. So we want to do it right and not rush it. If you're telling me, I would say probably not within the next 2 months or so, because takes time to negotiate with the exchanges. Um, when it comes to the roadmap, frankly speaking, old roadmaps, old projects, right? When it comes to roadmaps, it's mostly relating to product. They'll tell you when you're going to do NFT launch, when we are going to do a token launch. Token launch, I've already answered, and when the product is going to be complete. I'll tell you, and I'm happy to tell you this: our product's already complete. So there's no roadmap when it comes to the product. Any future products we're going to release are just more games and more games and more systems, which will increase the which will make which will broaden the utility and make it and also very and deepen the utility. But the games themselves are already complete. As for when airdrop of course happens when the token has been generated, but we do follow the system of the games, which gives you the airdrop as soon as possible. And we allocate a very large percentage of our tokens to airdrops, because quite frankly speaking, we don't have a play to earn system, in the sense that you don't get tokens while you're playing. You do get tokens when you hit certain achievements right now, because the tokens you'll be getting are like in coins or in Kaya coins. But when it comes to our native token, we can only do it after we TG. But we allocate a very large amount of our tokens, percentage of tokens to the airdrop, and you get it almost immediately. So we follow like the season pass system, like for example in Catizen, whereby you get it in batches, in airdrops in batches, just so that we can keep the token price sustainable. But we don't emit tokens like the other play to earn games, where you get tokens while you're playing, in that sense. So we don't need to allocate a large amount of tokens to for example ecosystem. We just allocate, like for example 30-40% to airdrops. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Naomi, go ahead.
Wait a second, please. Uh, yeah. At first, I remember that experience. What really caught us off guard in the best way was when our first seasonal leaderboard went live. Suddenly, we saw all these familiar names from the Nine Chronicle OG community showing up on the pep-up rankings. Yeah. These are folks who've been with us for years, now competing in this totally new setting under Kaya. And even better, they were right there's alongside the brand new line users, Web2 players who were discovering Web3 for the first time. Watching those two groups blend together on the same leaderboard, they really hit home. That was the moment the ecosystem started to feel real, I think. Yeah.
All
The
right.
World 8 and World 9 are about to open this month and next month. The season leaderboard is updated every 2 weeks. And the ranking board is the only opportunity to obtain a large amount of pop without paying IAP in a purchase. When the season is reset, all the pets you have drawn so far will also be reset. So new users who are starting now can also jump into the season competition at any time. Yeah. So start pep up right now. Yeah, please. The pep up TG schedule has not been set yet, but it is expected to be held within this year, I think. Yeah.
All right. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned. That is it, guys. I think like today we have two great projects here with us today. And if you guys have not tried out the game, guys, go ahead, check out all of the things that they are doing. Because if you are bullish on the Kaya ecosystem, I think like day in, day out, there are tons of games. But today we want to highlight two of these games. So check out lineup games, check out Pet Pop as well. Go play it. Tell them whether you love it or not, what you love about it, what you don't love about it. Get into the ecosystem, and these people are active, pushing out all of this great content, all of these great games as well. So all you gotta do is make yourself available. Go check out the games. Go over to dapportal.io. Check out all of the games Kaya has to install. In that portal itself, you have a lot of different games, different rewards. They are giving out Kaya tokens. They are giving out USDT as well. So check out for all of the, I would say, campaigns activation that there are, and just have fun. All right, guys, I think this is a wrap up. Let me check if there is any lucky winner. Oh, all right. I'm gonna pick one question. Any program for influencers or referral? Leonard, take this. You're muted, bro.
In game, we already have a very strong referral system. That one will be the main one. We do have KOLs on board through our agencies. We also have a creator program called the Smoke Creator Program. You can join our Discord server to find out more about it, or you can go on our Twitter account and you will also see it. Or you will also see it. So we do have an ambassador program going up. It's called the Smoke Creator Program. We have a referrals. I would say, well, the best way you can get, like, for example, a bigger airdrop or so is through the referrals system in the game itself. But we definitely do have KOLs engaged. Like, if you're interested, you just go to our Discord server and let us know you're interested, and we'll see what we can do about that.
All right, Moonbai, you heard that. Go over to lineup_games and just click on the link tree. You will see the Discord button there. Join in, click on it, join the community. Ask them, hey, I'm ready to be an ambassador. What should I do? I'm pretty sure Leonard's going to be active there guiding you as well. Naomi, do you also have any ambassador program?
Oh, we are also considering connecting with various influencers. But please use the in-game referral program first. You can get a lot of pops by inviting friends, maximum 50. Yeah, friends. You can earn a lot of pop. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much. Yes, both games have great referral programs. So Mumbai, your answer is here, right? Go over to Pet Pop, play the game. Referral you can invite up to 50 friends and dominate the leaderboard. But guys, this is a wrap. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I would say 1 hour segment with us. And if you guys are bullish, say Kaya, go try out all of the games, because it is going to be an active season, and a lot of games are gearing up for TG as well. So do not be late, do not miss the boat, because the narrative is here to stay, and I'm excited. So see you in all of the games. As always, we host every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Hong Kong time, 9 a.m. EST, whether it's from the Kaya channel, whether it's from Pukecast, but we will push the Kaya content, try out games, talk to founders, and just enjoy the ecosystem. All right, guys, once again, thank you for tuning in. Take care. Bye-bye.